Hi everybody, let's talk about carrying capacity and optimum populations. Carrying capacity is defined as the largest population the resources of a given environment can support sustainably. Sustainably meaning you're not compromising the future's ability to use the resources to maintain an adequate standard of living. And two things that you can compare to see if you're sustainable or not is your ecological footprint, which is your consumption of natural resources, and biocapacity, which is the ability and the capacity of the environment, the ecosystem, to produce renewable resources and absorb the waste that we produce. So when you compare them, if your ecological footprint is lower or at your biocapacity, then you're being sustainable. But if your ecological footprint is greater than biocapacity, so you're using up resources at a rate that the environment cannot make up all the lost resources, you're using your resources at an unsustainable rate. Now we move on to populations. Optimum population is the population where the highest standard of living occurs given an area's resources at the existing level of technology. And it can be at carrying capacity, also lower than carrying capacity. But you can also exceed that with overpopulation above your optimum population, above your carrying capacity, where there's too many people given an area's resources at the existing level of technology for them to maintain an adequate standard of living. And underpopulation is less than your optimum population and very under your carrying capacity, where there's too little people given the existing level of technology to make full use of the resources in the area. So as you can see here, here's our average standard of living and here's our population. At the early points with low populations, you are underpopulated because there's a maximum point of average standard of living, which is your optimum population. Any point under that is underpopulated, but as you increase your population above your optimum population, that puts a lot of pressures on your resources, which means everyone has to kind of share something small, which leads to decreasing average standard of living, and therefore you have overpopulation. But with this graph, you see optimum population as one point only, one set population, but actually optimum population can change if you look at optimum rhythm of growth, and suggests that population responds to technological advancements. With better technology, it allows population to grow even further. So as you can see here, population on this axis and time. This is your first carrying capacity, CC1. So right now you are maybe at optimum or underpopulation. But as your population starts to grow, maybe because of more food, of higher fertility, with a variety of factors, this increases. And this red part over here is when you have overpopulation. There's a lot of pressures on your resources, which induces technological change. So at point A, you have better technology that increases your carrying capacity from CC1 to CC2. This means there is excess carrying capacity here. Your population can be optimum or underpopulated at this area, but eventually it might exceed your carrying capacity again. So you do have overpopulation over here, and we don't know what might happen in the future. Will population crash down, or will population continue to grow because you have even more technological advancements? So that's a theory of optimum rhythm of growth compared to just one static optimum population. I hope you guys enjoyed this video about carrying capacity and optimum populations, and I'll see you in the next one.